Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? Little friend here fell off. Just fix him there. You go. How was your weekend? Had a nice weekend, everybody? Got really cold here, and we'll see how it keeps going, but it seems like the temperature is dropping fast. So, the last stream I was drawing this guy right here. Before that, I was making this drawing, uh, which I enjoy. I was gonna do something different, but I didn't even remember that I had this done. So I think I'm just gonna ink this. So let's see. I added a review for these markers, which they're really good. They were exactly what I was looking for. Because all the other ones I have a bunch of Faber-Castell, or I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but let me see if I can find one. Like these ones are all dried out. I've I've used them to the to till the end, to the sour end. Anyhow, I also added recently a review for, well, I don't know if to call those reviews, because I don't know if they're reviews really. It's like I'm really into film, as well. If you follow me or if you've seen my profile, I'm a CG artist. So that the reason I started studying that is because I love movies. So yeah, I fairly recently watched Sinners, and it really, I don't know, it inspired me in a lot of ways. I kind of forgotten how much I enjoy movies. Like every now and then there's some movies that kind of, oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of got disconnected a lot from the film industry as a whole. And yeah, anyway, I have my own take on that, but this film, it felt refreshing to see an original idea that was able to become a really well made project. Like you can see that they really cared for the IP and the characters, and the backstory to the characters. I don't know, it's super cool. If you haven't, I I would say pay full price for it. If thrillers and kind of scary movies, I don't think this one's scary. It's just there's some gruesome parts, but they're really brief. It's more about the story of the characters. So If I shut up, it's because I'm trying to not mess up the lines. So going back to what I was saying, this film Sinners feels as if for quite some time it has been the case that a lot of films, and I don't want this to get out of context, they seem to follow certain formulas within the studio model. So they tend to be cookie cutter movies. Like, you do this, then you do that, then it needs to have this, and it also needs to have this other thing. And there's certain rules that you have to follow for a film to be uh, watchable, decent enough. But if you hit those, then you can like, if you know how to follow those basic rules that you have to stick to, then you should be able to tell your story, or the story you want to tell, the way you want to say it. Hello, how's it going? So it was kind of refreshing to see a movie that actually follow its own beat. Ah, qué bueno. And I also, the other reason I really like that film is because actually my short film for BFS was related to the Crossroads story, about the musician that I cannot remember the name, because I'm terrible with names, not because I don't know the story. Um, there's a story really famous about a musician that apparently made a pact with the devil, quote unquote, uh, and got uh, his talent from it. But apparently, I've heard also that that's not exactly the case. Um, like, he could have already had the talent, but after that he gained the success or something. It's along those lines. This story. It's a little bit of a tragic story too, but this film touches on that, and of course they connect to the lore in a way that I am an outsider to that, but I do really appreciate that uh, yeah, I wouldn't, it's not a myth, those beliefs and that uh, whole uh, world that exists within the influence that came from Africa, that started all those people that started to create music in the US, and which became blues, which became rock. So it's really interesting. And yeah, actually, if I watch my short film right now, I don't really connect to it. It's a common thing for people to say that after you do your film, you usually after a while you don't like it. I mean, I'm proud of what I was able to do. Having said this, the original idea was different because it was supposed to be scary and realistic. And I didn't go for that because I changed from modeling to animation. So that's why it is kind of more on the cartoony side. But yeah, this whole film kind of reminded me of my original idea, and it was it was really nice to see something that well executed as they were able to do with this movie. Anyway, I guess enough of me talking about this. See if I don't mess this up. Just messed up a little bit. Not too bad. And also the soundtrack. What movie? Sinners. I think I mentioned it early on the stream, but yeah, Sinners. Um, it's kind of a scary movie. Cannot really call. I don't believe it's a scary movie per se. It has some. Maybe it's because I've seen so many that it's like, okay, this is interesting, but it doesn't. What would be scary is to be in the situation that the characters are in, but watching the film is just. I was watching it with fascination. And it also has some hidden things that I didn't notice at first, but I started watching like a bunch after I watched it. Started seeing a bunch of videos about the movie, and there's some kind of hidden stuff within the movie and some of the characters, which is exactly what you want for a film. Uh, that's kind of the issue with a lot of the movies that have been being released in recent years, that they're like surface level type stuff, like, oh, if so we have to do A, B, and C, so we stick to those, and we have to follow this step by step. It's like, come on, man. It doesn't allow for innovation. It doesn't allow for independent ideas. It doesn't allow for anything that would be dangerous. The reason that happens is because executives don't want to be booted, I guess, or that's my understanding. It's a lot of responsibility, so I do understand that. and I I cannot imagine having that level of responsibility. Um, but I think movies need to have that possibility of testing things. So I do understand that if you want to test something out, you don't want to give that movie the greatest budget because it's risky. You don't know if you're gonna get back the money that you're putting in to the movie. So I understand that part, and I don't know. I I guess I just hope that there are more films like that one because it was really enjoyable. It's a nice film for a weekend. And I guess it gave me kind of a new idea of what to do with certain parts of the channel. It can allow me to maybe talk about films which is not as time consuming, and I don't need to to make the same level of effort to comment on certain things I like. I'm gonna check it out. I haven't heard of that before. So yeah, it's a way, I think, making this sort of reviews to kind of reconnect to something that I'm really passionate about. I don't know if I'm ever gonna have a chance to work on something like that again, but I still enjoy films. For a while, I was like, I didn't even want to watch movies or anything. Uh, so yeah, it was there. Like in recent times, I can fully say Dune. It's a masterpiece. That film, when I went to the movies to see it, it's a freaking masterpiece. Both of the films. The first one I saw at home because I think that one was released during the pandemic. I think, I'm not sure. I'm not fully sure, but that's what I think. And the second one, yeah, we went and watched it, uh, and it was really nice. That movie, like it has, if you're like me, that really appreciates the concept art for a film and how they create the mix, the backgrounds, the technology, that sort of thing. That film is, it's mind blowing. It's incredible and it's really enjoyable. So that film, but that wasn't as much of a risk because actually the one who took the risk originally was the other director. I'm sorry that I don't remember. He passed away um fairly recently actually. But that's kind of that guy took the risk to adapt a really beloved IP. So yeah, by the time Villeneuve took the film, to make it, like there was already it was already tested, and people were interested. That movie is the original director had a bunch of issues making it, and it was a nightmare for him. As far as I remember and I understand, but it was a proof of concept, so it was already tested. This is the other film that I've seen recently that it's out of the. I don't know. It's not. It feels like a different thing, and I haven't seen films like this in a long time. So it was really refreshing. Yeah, it has this thing also, like, of course it kind of have has like Robert Rodriguez things. Chadwick Boseman. Did I mess it up? Maybe. Oh, the Black Panther. Yeah. The director of Sinners is the director of Black Panther. Is I think Wakanda Forever, or is it for both? I don't wanna I don't wanna butcher that. Actually, I'm gonna look for the director that I'm talking about. Uh, yeah, Chadwick Boseman passed away, I think 2020 or something. But give me a second. Dune. Let me extend this. And not this one. Uh, Dune old movie, 1984 film. It was by. Come on. Oh, I don't want to write this up. This is why I run out of markers so quickly. David Lynch. Come on, how can I forget that? Like, I have his face. When I'm thinking about the movie, I can see his face, but I cannot remember the name. That has always been a thing for me. I'm bad with names. Um, and it's really weird because one of the bad guys is Sting, but this one, let's see, Sinners director Ryan Coogler is the director, and he directed Black Panther. So I think it wasn't Black Panther. Let me see. Just just not talk out of the rear. So let's see. So he did Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Black Panther. He worked on Creed. Oh, he has been a director 12 times, which is, yeah, it makes sense that uh, this was made by someone with experience. Yeah, that was that was really refreshing to see in a film. That movie really nice. Okay, I don't know what I want to do for this. I have a pencil. 33 minutes. So, what compelled me to make a video, even if it was a short video that nobody watches, um, is that I just couldn't move my mind away from someone getting. It kind of looks like somebody from like a fencing thing. Although they do have like the Maya, I don't know how to like. It has a small, what you might call it. This is supposed to be glass, so maybe I'm filling in that, representing that. So my thought was this is kind of like a leather jacket or some material that is engineered to kind of protect the user. And the mask is because, well, you have to use a mask in this weird world that I made in my mind. Otherwise, you um, I guess in that way it's kind of similar to the Eternaut, which by the way I've never, I don't think I've read that. I knew about it. I knew about it. I think because of my dad probably, or one of my uncles probably read it when it was like actually in the newspaper. So they're really old. Um, but I found it interesting that they kind of have that element of a contaminated world. But well, in this case, this is man-made. In that one is uh, unexpected thing that happens. Would be nice to have like it if it has kind of buttons to give it commands or something. Like it has heating, cooling, and like different modes unlock, and it unlocks by itself or something. I don't know. Could be interesting concept to consider. Also, the other thing is that yeah, if it reads as a white cloth, I fully understand that what you're saying, that it looks like somebody is gonna fence. It shouldn't read as white, but I guess I could do a pass so it doesn't. This gray. I don't know if I finished the thought, but I couldn't get the music out of my mind. The music from the movie, like certain scenes, the whole arc with the characters is. I was like, this is so cool to see someone able be able to tell the story the way they wanted to tell it, and actually see it executed. I think there's a lot of people that have really interesting ideas. Oftentimes you don't get the chance to execute them, so it's refreshing when you see that. I guess I'm working my own uh, frustration in a way through that. for a very brief amount of time, or until I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get it. I actually tried to learn how to play the harmonica because I really enjoyed blues music. I don't know. I think it's unfair for us to disconnect from the things we love just because you went through something, whatever that may be. Like, we should, even if it takes time, uh, people should work to reconnect with that, with the things they love. Like, it's not fair for yourself. So I'm just talking about myself and my own experiences. Like, for example, and this is not directly related to me, but I know about a really famous director that is from my country that apparently got betrayed by somebody really famous, more famous than the person that I'm talking about, which I don't want to get into who exactly I'm talking about, but uh, that made that person not create ever again. Still did some stuff here and there, but uh, they didn't. That person never got back in the horse, sort of say, and it was super talented. And to me, like that's so sad to to hear. Of course, there are certain things that gonna limit you, which is understandable, but to not be able to get back to the capacity that you can into the things that you want to be doing, it's unfair to you. It's unfair to, I think that this ability was given to me, so it would be, I feel, is wrong to turn my back on it. Like, yeah, I feel the need to honor it. I don't know, maybe this is too mystical and nonsense for some people, but it makes total sense for me. And maybe a lot of the people that watch the stuff I do is like, oh, oh, brother, ooh, brother, ooh, what is that, brother? But yeah, I just still feel fortunate to have the ability that I have, even if for some people doesn't seem to be um, what they would want from an artist or something. I don't know, just talking for myself. Shaking your head? No, I'm like taste is individual and subjective. Like what someone enjoys is completely different from for other people. Like I was watching some reviews about the movie that I've been talking about, and some of the stuff they mention I don't agree with. I'm like I don't agree with that. uh, which speaks to the fact that doesn't matter how many people are experiencing the same thing, they're gonna interpret that same thing in how many amount of people there are experiencing said thing. So that's what happens to art and to anything creative. It gets filtered through each and every one of us differently because all of our experiences and life choices and uh, genes and so many things are different. So you have infinite amount of possibilities and points of view. So yeah, every person is gonna think differently about whatever you show them. Lechuga? What? Lettuce? I'm so confused. What? Lechuga. I am really confused. What do you mean? Lettuce. I don't understand the context. Oh, yeah. I would be more inclined like onions, like in Shrek. Oh, donkey. Oh, trolls. Trolls? Yeah, troll. I think he's an orc. Ogre. Ogre. That's what he is. An ogre. Ogre. Ogres have layers like onions. Okay, well, lettuce. Or the other one, a relish? Is the other one? Oh, we put on hot dogs. Uh, we put relish, carrots. Um, is it relish? Let me check that out because I might be saying the wrong thing. Relish. Yeah, of course it's not typing re. Come on, what is going on with my keyboard is like acting up. No, it's not relish. Said the wrong thing. Um, you guys put relish on hot dogs. I'm talking about what? What's the name of that? Repollo in English, in Spanish. So come on, cabbage. Cabbage is what I'm thinking. That's the word I was looking for. Cabbage. Yeah. Oh, you have no idea how good that is. You, the thing is, it's not like you put like a piece, like just a layer of it, and that's it. You have to like grate it. Like you pass it through the grater, and it's like really small, so it gives kind of this crunch. Also the other thing is we put uh, cabbage, we put carrots, we put cheese, and um, a specific type of cheese that is like we also uh, grate it, or we pass it through a blender, and it's super dry and salty. We also small fries, like really mini fries. It's so good. I have no idea. I miss it because here you cannot find that. I think there's some like two places you have to go like across the city to a specific place to buy one, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna be way more expensive than what they actually usually are originally. But yeah, you have all this array of different stuff that you can add to the hot dogs. Oh, it's so good. my inner uh, my inner fat is thinking about that. I don't know why I got to that. Oh, the layers, layers and layers. So yeah, I think we often have to say f anyone that gets in the way of what you like. If they're gonna put you down, just don't pay attention to them. Yeah. Exactly. It's not like it's not dried. It's just uh, and we also put onions, and it's like a whole thing because you can order it. We have with everything, and you can ask, just put some onions. Just put I don't know, whatever they have there, because there's, I guess in the US it's similar. I don't remember exactly. In Canada I do remember that you have just the bun with the sausage, and you add whatever is on the cart. In Venezuela, you have what they once they give it to you, you can order it sometimes with, let's say, I'm going to say cheddar cheese, but it's not exactly cheddar cheese. It's more like Gouda, like yellow Gouda. That's one option. Like you can ask, they can give it to you with a bunch of stuff already, onions, um, the cabbage, carrots, and so on and so forth. Or they have it separate and you add it to the thing. So it's a combination. Sometimes you order it and it comes with a bunch of stuff, and then you pour a bunch of sauce on top of that, depending on what you want, like garlic sauce or I don't know. We have like 30 different types of sauces that we add to hot dogs. They're really good. Yeah. So if you want to try it at home, it's a really it's an easy thing to make. You can Google it. We have videos and videos about that because, and probably you can find it like if you're close to New York, so or you're like in the area where you are, I think, or yeah, perro caliente, exactly, hot dog. You can probably find that probably gonna be pricier than if you make it at home. Uh, but you can find versions of it. Like we have a sauce. It's called guasacaca that we put on like barbecue. Our version of barbecue, parrilla. Oh, so good. I miss that. I learned how to make kind of the same sauce, but it doesn't. It's not exactly so. And garlic sauce is so good. Um, you can find kind of versions of that, but I don't think it's that cheese. I think it's like Gouda. we have different, like, the thing is, there's one that we have kind of for on the side. There is a white cheese that is made in Venezuela. It's not, you cannot find it uh, in other countries. At least that was the case before. Probably now you can find it in the U.S. because there's some cheese makers that started businesses there. Um, so maybe you can find it. I'm trying to get the name, but I'm not going to remember right now. I can look it up. But the other cheese we use is yellow cheese. So it's not cheddar. It's like we have something similar here. It's called Dambo. That's the most similar cheese. But the fancy version of it would be Gouda. Um, Let me see. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. I'm pretty sure is sorry. Like we use it so much that there's some brands that started making their own uh, version. Like it comes already ready for you to put on the hot dog. Um, it's H cheese, but it's white cheese, so it's a queso llanero, like cheese from the plains, but it's really aged. So it's super concentrated, salty cheese, kind of on the same vein as let's say a Parmesan cheese or something like that. So you added, but the taste, the Parmesan cheese is a completely, I think it's a completely different level. This is way cheaper because it's aged for uh for 1 year. Yeah, but it's not. But maybe it could. It doesn't sound like. Well, this is what I'm looking at is way fancier than what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about this is this. I'm going to just look for this. Hopefully it don't mess this up. Okay. So this, see, I find it funny that this is a stream about art, but we're talking about aged cheese for hot dogs. I want to make a clip out of this. So it's this cheese. I don't want to see something like Fritz uh, aged cheese. Rallado, graso, madurado. So you put that into a bunch of stuff. You can see like the said cheese that is yellow and the white one. You can see. So it's a mix of a bunch of stuff, all types of sauces. Cotijo. Let me check that. Maybe is that like a Mexican type cheese? That's probably. I haven't tried that. Making cotija Mexican parmesan. Probably something like this. It's most likely similar. But this is probably aged less time, the same as with parmesan. Like if you compare it to parmesan, I don't know how many years it takes to make. Um, but yeah, it's on that idea. So yeah, that made me hungry. Yeah, hot dogs. Let's just close this. Okay, let's go back to this. Yeah, that's a really so nice. I miss that food. That was my go-to when I was studying. That's we call it this is so inappropriate, but I'm gonna say in Spanish, bala fria. So it's that means if I translate it exactly is I don't know. I don't I don't want to get flagged, but it basically means that you just found something quickly to eat and you can solve your meal in that way. So I wonder what I want to do with this. I didn't. I don't want to overthink it. Sorry. Already past the hour mark, so I might end the stream soon. Or yeah, I'm almost done anyways. me sign this. Messed it up. Ah, thank you. Anyhow, thank you for watching. If you joined briefly, or if you're watching this in the future, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. It helps me a bunch if you subscribe, if you hit that like and all that good stuff. And yeah, I don't. A lot of the people that reach out are they randomly ask some stuff, and then they go. If you want to ask a question, or anyway, just chat or hang out, feel free to get into the live streams. Um, Anyhow, I'll be ending the stream. As I mentioned multiple times, I have my illustrated deck of cards, Cartas a Venezuela. You can find on my website. I have a Redbubble shop. See ya. I have a Redbubble shop where you can find my stuff in some nice merch if you want to get that. Also, I have phone backgrounds on my website if you want to check that out. Anyhow, I hope to see you next time. And now that I gave you a bunch of context as to why I like that movie, the music I use for closing my streams and a bunch of my videos would make more sense to you. Anyhow, until next time, bye.